Hey guys, today I want to talk about three advice I would give myself if I was 18 and now I'm 26. So the reason I want to talk about this is because now looking back into the past couple of years, especially since I was 18, I've learned many things. And these things I wish I knew at 18 so that I don't have to spend all these time just figuring out life. So if you're watching and you're around 18 or early 20s, I hope you can learn something from a stranger on the internet or just have some takeaway that might save you some time in terms of figuring out life or certain things in your 18s, 1920s. So the first advice I would give myself at 18 is the power of compounding. I know I've mentioned this in the past couple of videos because I've been making finance investing videos, and the power of compounding and the compounding effect is so powerful. It's powerful not because of the beginning, but it's when you cap at it, when you continue and be committed. And in the investing world, things start getting crazy after you've been committed for 10 years. So the same things applies to everything across your life. I learned that through really being consistent and committed to things like working out, boxing, even learning in the English language because I didn't grow up speaking English. But through sticking with these things and be consistent and just trusting the process, the compounding effect starts sometimes after you've been consistent, sometimes after you've been burying your head and working hard at it. So this is very important because it applies to everything in your life. It can be in relationship, it can be in career, it can be in your life. And that's really what my mentality and really what I'm focusing on every day is to know that the compounding effect will happen one day. Secondly, that's to build off of the compounding effect is consistency. And I know you hear this really common or you hear this a lot, but consistency is way better than being really good and going all out and burned out. So for example, instead of going 100% every time you want to learn something, for example, boxing, but if you do 100% every time, you might get burned out, and the goal that you were starting with, you might not be able to stick with it because you might get injured, you might feel terrible, you might not want to go back to the boxing gym and learn boxing again. But if you just give it 50-60% of your energy, and especially in the beginning of the journey, and just put that effort in, try to learn, and just building that dopamine wiring to your brain where you actually enjoy the process as a beginner, and then you actually start going to the gym more and just learning bits by bits, and before you know it, 2 years later you're going to be so much better than the person that spent 100% all out being obsessive in the beginning and just left that because they're too burnt out. And I say that because I've done that many times in my 18s and 19s, especially when I'm trying to learn something new. I usually give out halfway because I had been so obsessive and just giving out my all like the first few times and then just give up totally. So consistency is key, and that's really building off my first advice. And the third advice also goes along with the first two, which is to have some faith, trust the process, knowing that the efforts that you put in will come back to you very soon and your time will come. That's also something that I've been trying to work on, even though I'm at 26, but really being patient with the process, knowing that the compounding effect starts a little bit late. It takes time, but once it starts having that effect in your life, it's very worth it. So really trust on the process and believe that the things that you've been working so hard on will happen, and just really enjoy the journey. Don't forget about the journey. The journey and the process is very important, and it should be very enjoyable. A lot of times I just focus on the next goal. I just really want to get there. Doesn't matter how I get there, and during the whole process of that, I don't really enjoy that. But if you can enjoy the process, that makes your life so much better, and you can also get to the goal faster because when good times are usually times that flies by really fast. So have faith, trust in the process, and enjoy the journey, and before you know it, you will get there. So these are the advice I would give myself if I was 18. So if you're 18 or you're in your 20s, I hope that you can take something away from from my life, really. So it can save you some time of trying to figure out your life. So so the power of compounding, consistency, and just really trusting the process is the advice that I can think of. Thank you.